There has never been a better time to work in the forest industry. There are jobs, and they are great jobs, that are available for our program graduates. And I am so thankful to be a part of a community college that's helping putting people out there where they can go to work doing important, meaningful work in our forests and supporting our natural resources. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your schedules to be here. I know many of you have traveled 2 hours, 3 hours away to be here tonight. This is just a wonderful, wonderful statement for the great work this program has done, and you especially for being here today to help provide that support. I also want to bring thanks on behalf of Dabney Lancaster President John Renoni. Dr. Renoni cannot be with us today. He is actually out of the country. He is in Italy, and so I'm happy to have to step in and serve in his part. This is an amazing program, and it's because of you. It's also a program that I am excited to spread the word about, and we are actively doing that. We're doing more with dual enrollment, getting students in our high schools, even as early as middle school, aware of careers in the forest industry. You'll hear some about the Appalachian Hardwood Training Initiative. This is a significant federal grant that the college landed this past year. It's going to provide support for training in the forest industry, helping people get critical skills so they can go out and work. So I will stop talking so the other members, and we can get this show started. I realize I'm the person standing between you at dinner. So thank you all very much for being here. If I haven't had a chance to meet you, please come up and introduce yourselves. So excited to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Worth. Well, we got a crazy agenda in one sense, but this is your banquet, each one of you as members. I'm going to even talk to a computer Zoom over here, and it says, "Hello, my name is Leonard Weaver. I'm sure glad to see that you're on Zoom, and I'm glad to know that you're watching us. God bless you, buddy. And you can type in all your messages as you need to. I wish you could enjoy some of the good food that we're going to just about get ready to consume. Thank you. Did y'all hear that? Yeah. Long ways away. He was one of our first instructors. Isn't that great? What I'd like to do is all the instructors that have taught any subject here at Dabney Lancaster, you have taught some of these forestry students as well. And I'd like for you now to stand and be recognized. And if we have enough time for you to quickly tell us what you taught and how long you taught. And that's all I want you to hear. Who you are, what you taught, when you taught. And then we'll get back to you on the video.
I did it take.
Okay. All right. So all of you that have taught here at the college, please stand and be recognized. Now that I'm on the speaker, I'm going to skip you.
You never know if you're going to stay in one place that long, but I did, and I really appreciate it. I was blessed with my work. Here with Dr. Backles, I had the opportunity to work with him, and then I'm on my fourth president now, and I taught health and physical education. Probably, if you're in forestry, it would have been the first aid and CPR. And then I taught physical education.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, John. My name is Craig Counterback, and I had the pleasure of working with quite a few forestry students here from 1990 to 2000, so about 10 years. And I taught mostly the management courses, Dendro, Eco, Ments 1 and 2, and Urban, and Fire, and Silviculture, and I think a business class and a recreation class and whatever else Milton didn't teach, I think I did. So really excited to see everybody here. It's been a lot of fun reconnecting with faces I hadn't seen in a long time, and look forward to spending a few more minutes here seeing the rest of you. Thanks a lot.
Tom Reisinger. I was here from 1976 to 79, and Dr. Backles had written a grant and just gotten money for the sawmill and the log truck bulldozer. So I was hired to help teach basic sawmilling, lumber grading, did some logging locally, and generally tried to see if we could survive that. So Mike Perkins and Milton Grady worked along with me with those classes. So I had a great time.
My name is Jim Johnson. I was a forestry instructor here at Edna Lancaster from 1976 to 1978. I worked with Tom and Edna Aberlak and a few others. We were the ones that gave an interview to a young man named Milton McGrady who came over. We decided to hire somebody who's going to last longer here than we did, so we hired Milton. I taught mostly courses in the forest management curriculum. I have the distinction, I believe, see if anybody can top this, of being the only forestry instructor that managed to drop trees on 2 different cars in the same lab period. That was one hell of an afternoon.
That was definitely going to be spoken at.
John, I'm Ward Robbins. I followed Craig Counterback from 2000 and taught till 2006. And taught the same things he taught basically, but I'll relay one quick story. I think it was 2002. I had the first dendrology class come in, and I think I had 25 students in dendrology. And I like to take them out the first time I got them and give them a good walk in the woods somewhere. So I took them, went down to Clifton Forge and up the hollow there, and had 2 vans. Hadn't counted good when I loaded them all up. And I got them all up the hollow, and we walked around the woods. Mostly, I was trying to find out what they knew, so I could see if there were any students smarter than me, and be ready for them. But walked around the woods for a couple of hours, and then I loaded them back up, took them back down to the campus, let them out, got in the classroom, and the girl came up to me and said, "Mr. Robbins, we left Jason up there." So I had to jump back in the car, flew up the road, and here was Jason walking down the road. Picked him up, brought him on back in.
And there was no hereafter after about that either. But it's okay. You did great. Okay, you can stay right where you're at.
Nothing to say.
That's the 2 of us together. We could.
Okay, anyhow, my name's Edna Aberlak, and I've been in for 150 years, I think. I'll be back right there. At any rate, I taught dendrology.
Talk in the mic.
Talking to Mike. Talking to you, Mike. Anyhow, taught a variety of courses, and many times we go in the back of his office and they say, "What do you think about this? Can you teach that?" And I said, "Yeah, I can teach that." Well, that was a mistake, because she wound up teaching everything. I taught a bunch of courses.
You told me that you wanted to teach the nursing program because of all the young pretty girls.
That's true.
What you in the fuzzy face for?
I know, I remember you talked about that. John was one of my first students. Sorry, Tom?
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's when you did that nursing degree, right?
yeah,
I was multifaceted.
anyhow, John's a good student, and anyhow, I really appreciate all you showing up.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you. Well, I taught unofficially. I was the first forestry technician at the program hire in the mid-70s. And I was here before Mr. Milton Wright took over and ended up staying here for so long. So I'm glad for him. I went back to school, and after a couple of years with Alum, I came back to be the forestry technician. And I really enjoyed my time here. The best thing about this Forestry Program when we come up here from Virginia Beach in 1969. So I was technically in the first class, but Uncle Sam called. The best thing to me, I think, was I met my wife of 47 years. I thank God and I thank Dad.
Thanks, Mike.
Good evening. My name is Sherry King. I was the vice president here at the college from 82 to 2008. And I must tell you, this program, Forestry Technology, was near and dear to me. I truly would get in there with the students, young men, young women, and I think they knew that my heart was with them. And I must tell you, it was one of our flagship programs, and I hope it will always continue to be that. And I enjoyed working. I do want to mention a name that hasn't come up. In fact, when I interviewed, I think he was the one that kind of tipped the ball in my favor, and that was Sandy Silver, one of our program heads back in the day that worked with Milton. Sandy is passed, but what a dear guy. I don't know if you remember him, but he was very special. Congratulations to Scott and Billy for what you've done here. I was telling them today, this reminds me of the good old days. And we need the good old days, folks. I'm glad that COVID's behind us. I hope next year you can double the crowd.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Becca told me I can't come here to the story, but I'm Joe Thacker. I taught here. I was a student here in 04 and 05 in the ward in Milton, and I remember sitting in Milton's class and saying, "Milton, you can't retire. I'm coming back here to take your job." Well, similar to the dog that caught the tire, I came back, and I taught most of what Milton taught, and I picked up some dendrology and what have you along the way, but awful big shoes to fill, and I struggled, but I had a lot of mentorship from Milton and Ward and some other instructors as well, and I learned more than the students ever did. I always thought about teaching that the real student is the one in the front of the class. So thank you all for a good time.
I'd like you to tell us a little bit about your educational experiences.
Well, no question.
Oh, I know. No.
Stand up.
Well, first I'm sunburned, but yeah, we had hosted Conclave this today, and we ended up coming in tail end, but that's what you get when you build a program after COVID. So it was good. Glad to get everything back and going, but I got recruited back when Joe was running the program and to basically teach wood chopping and timber sports. So I was trying to remember a set here. Joe, how long was it been? 2016? 2015-ish? Yeah, so soon after I got out of tech. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of lurk around in the shadows over the hill and make sure everything's sharp and nobody gets fingers and toes in front of axes or crosscut saws. So it's been great to do it, to be full circle and have an impact in students' lives, just for the fun stuff. So we all kind of enjoy it.
One more besides Milton. Well, we have several others, but they're going to speak here just in a minute. And I also, in fact, I didn't even say who I was. I'm John Wright. I went to West Virginia after a few years. Bob Lockhart told me, he said, there's a position out on the Furneaux Experimental Forest. And if you go out there, you might learn how to be a logger. That was the last thing in the world I had in my mind. But it was a different kind of logging. It was high lead, cable yarder logging. And it was just a whole bunch of engineers running around. They were measuring everything. And they were looking at 28 to 40 inch diameter red oak. And this little Urus yarder was supposed to pull these humongous trees up 900 feet out from under the mountain. And we tore that thing all to pieces. And the engineers kept scratching their heads and said, it's just not built strong enough. Duh. Northern red oak's totally tough compared to those old big pine trees, spruce trees that that machine was built for.